Good morning. How are y'all? Pretty good. Uh, two things before I start. One, the verse, like when I'm reading, something will just pop up in my head, and I start going off of that, and then I kind of just feed off what my next idea is. And so I have to go try to find the verses, and I'm not the best at that. Even using the Bible app, trying to like search, and it always pulls up something that's like completely different than what I'm looking for. So I don't know if the verse connects that well. I feel like it at least connects, but I don't know if it's like the best connection, but yeah. But and then second thing, when I make these are as much for me as I want them to be for you, because obviously I'm not perfect, and I make them off of what I know I struggle with. So I just hope to give it all to you guys too. Let me ask you this. How awkward would it be if you tried to come into interaction with someone you knew all about, but they knew nothing about you, or vice versa, they knew all about you, but you didn't know a single thing about them? You know, you try to go up and you're like, hey, like you start talking about things that you know about them, and they're kind of just like, I don't know you, get away from me. Like something in that instance. That's how God's relationship is with some people. Sometimes, not sometimes. God knows each and every one of us very well, so personally that he knows us more than we know ourselves. And a lot of people don't know him at all. They know of him, but they don't know him. Now, they might have heard a thing or two from other people, but haven't asked or gotten to know him themselves. That's how church is to some people. They get to hear of him and think that's enough, when in all reality, it's still that awkward stage where he knows you personally and is trying to get a relationship with you, but you still don't know him and don't plan on it because who knows why. Everybody has their own reasons, excuses for that. You're just hearing these things from other people, and sometimes it can be right, other times wrong. Like in high school or just in life in general, you can hear people say true things about others, or you can hear them tell lies, but you'll never know unless they're your friend and you know them personally. Now, if you don't know them, you're going to think that it's most likely true, even if it is a lie. Now connect this to God. You might hear the truth about God from some people, but from others you will hear lies and evil come from their mouth. But how will you ever know? How will you ever know? That's the question. You won't, and this is because you haven't gotten to know God personally. You won't unless you get into the Word and read about God yourself. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, end of verse 7 and all of 8, it says, he will come with his mighty angels in flaming fire, bringing judgment on those who don't know God and on those who refuse to obey the good news of our Lord Jesus. Part of knowing God is knowing his law and his news for us. Now, this has always been a big struggle for me because I've always hated reading and still kind of do, but I'm doing my best to get better with it, and I'm still trying, but like 2 weeks, I'll go on a good 2-week spree, reading and praying every night and all that, and then I'll go for 2 weeks where it's like, oh, I'm so busy, like I'm tired, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like I might pray like a short prayer, but getting to know the Lord is very important because it is literal life or death. When judgment day comes and you're standing before God, if you never knew him, why would he say he knew you? Why would he vouch for you and say that you've been a faithful servant when he never knew you? Why would he say that even if you did know him but never listened to him? Why would someone who kept wanting a relationship with you, who you kept shooing away from you, vouch for you when the time comes? There are many things to understand about God, and all that comes from the Bible. Best known when you read it for yourself, not coming from others, not secondhand research, but firsthand research. Things that you have looked at yourself and understood yourself. Only then will you truly get to know God. And now I know I did compare God and like the relationship with him to other people, but the thing that we should all know about God is that he's far more powerful, kind, respectful, merciful, and loving than any human or thing in this universe. Romans 8, verse 38 says, and I am convinced that nothing can ever separate us from God's love, neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons.